What's up?
What's up, gamers, and welcome to another episode of New Game Plus. I'm your host, AJ Tanari, and joined with me always is my trusty co-host, Amanda Cunningham.
Aloha Gamers!
And, of course, we have our trusty producer, Ryan Cunningham.
That wasn't how we open usually. Amanda, are you okay?
You know, like, sometimes you just got the giggles when you go on cameras, so it just, I don't know. They overcame me today.
I mean, like 3 weeks in a row, we just botched these intros, man.
I don't know what's going on. Alright, well, you know what? Welcome, gamers. And, wow, I hope you were laughing alongside with us because E3 was
a joke.
It was very bad. Let's all, seriously, if we're going to get real. So last week we talked about our predictions, our wants, and we just kind of highlighted what E3 was for those of you who may not have been familiar with it. But now today we are going to discuss E3 and break everything down that happened. And oh boy, is there a lot, and not in a good way. So AJ, why don't you just take it away?
Fellas, so E3 started with the Game Fest Kickoff Live, hosted by our Lord and Savior, Jeff Keighley. Basically, they just kind of hung out, showed off some games, and Weezer was there. Now, speaking of Weezer, they weren't great in my opinion. You know, I'm not even mad, I'm just disappointed. I will say it's very cool that Weezer partnered with the indie game Wavebreak for their virtual concert. It's also great that Weezer made the track to specifically be streamed without having any DMCA issues. But the performance itself was pretty yikes. I mean, I don't know, man. The lyrics just seemed really lame, like they were trying way too hard to be cool. And the song itself was just really lackluster. I mean, look at Rivers, man. It looks like he just got out of bed, didn't even shower, all that grease in his hair and his mustache. Like, come on, man. This is a live event.
You're always it's a live event. You're always coming at his mustache. It's okay,
Dude, he wishes he could have a beautiful mustache like me, man.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
jealous.
bet. He definitely, you know what, AJ? He watched last week's episode and thought, I hate this guy. And you know what? He just did.
The beef continues, man.
Yeah, the beef continues.
But yeah, the chat, I was watching it live, what was happening, they were not having it. They were not Weezer fans at all. They just went off, spamming cringe in the chat. It was honestly kind of hard to watch.
Really?
Yeah, it was rough. I felt kind of bad.
Yeah. I thought that the chorus was catchy. You know, I mean, the song overall, I mean, it was okay. But I thought the chorus was really, really, really catchy.
I'm going to disagree on that one.
You know what? It's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Exactly.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
But can we talk about the cough?
Yeah, we can talk about the cough.
I understand.
Hey, guys.
Yes.
I have a great idea.
Yes?
I think people who watch this should leave a comment. Who's got the better mustache? Is it AJ or Rivers? So leave a comment on who you think's got the better mustache.
Fellas.
Yeah.
I need your help, fellas. Come on,
Fellas.
don't let this corporate loser win, man. You saw last week's episode. You know how much of a loser he was.
Oh my god. What were we talking? Oh, the cough.
Weezer.
And Weezer. So I understand the cough is actually in the song. It was just when I watched it, I did not know if that was intentional or not.
Oh,
I thought to myself, was that supposed to happen?
It was very off-putting.
If not, that was very weird to do. Just into the microphone, no, thank you. But it was supposed to. It was supposed to happen.
Like that, exactly.
Exactly.
Thank you, Ryan. Well, you know, hopefully they continue to deliver good projects like OK Human and most of Van Weezer, because, you know, 2021 has actually been a pretty good year for Weezer. But the biggest announcement at Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live was Elden Ring. Amanda, what happened?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you saw last week's episode, then you'll remember us clowning on everything that is Elden Ring. I can't even say it right because I'm a clown. And oh my gosh, it actually happened. I really thought they weren't going to announce it. I'm baffled. I was baffled when I saw it. I'm baffled all around. And I'm just glad it's here.
Yeah.
I'm glad it looks gorgeous. And I'm really glad about the early 22 release date in January 21st. So I thought that I can't
You know what we're going to do, guys?
Yeah.
I'm going to interject.
Yes, Ryan.
We're going to do something. You ready? We're going to take this little thing off, and we're just going to do this.
Yeah.
Just look.
Yeah, look at it.
You guys.
It happened.
It happened.
Yeah.
It's here.
Way to go.
It is
You
a real
guys-
thing.
I guess we were the clowns all along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You were the
seriously.
clowns all along. All right, back to the show.
Yes, thanks, Rye. But yeah, I'm
Elden
one big
Ring.
clown right now.
What else can we say?
Yeah, what else can we say?
But some other highlights of the Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live included Hannibal Buress. He was there. He did like a little Let's Play with Jeff Keighley for some new game, don't remember. The Elden Ring spam in the chat was very funny. They just had like a little like copy pasta and then they just kept like repeating. It was very funny. Death Stranding director's cut, Mr. Kojima delivering on his highly acclaimed and not controversial game at all, Death Stranding, coming out sometime, I don't remember. Evil Dead gameplay showcase, that was cool. I'm looking forward to this game. So it was nice to see get like a little more info. The Giancarlo Esposito Far Cry interview was very neat, seeing like how he kind of got into the role for the character. But Far Cry 6 was very oversaturated this E3, so it kind of like diminished that interview, which kind of sucks because it was very cool. But next up, we have Koch Media. Oh man,
AJ's got a lot.
This conference was so boring, dude. And can we just talk about like in general at E3 the absurd amount of webcam mics they have? I mean, like I get that the developers, they're not in this field, but would it be like so hard for the E3 coordinators just like hook them up with quality mics? Because I can't stand just listening to the echo in like someone's bathroom while they're recording at home. It's just so annoying. I mean, like if our audio sounds better than a slot at E3, then you're just doing something wrong. But Koch was such a disappointment, man. It was basically just like a documentary where like zero gameplay was shown for like the first 30 minutes. It was awful, man. Highlights, I guess, include just this one guy talking about a horror game that he came up with the concept for, but no gameplay. It was just an interview that went up for like 15 minutes. And then Payday 3. That was it.
Look, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch the Koch Media present.
Honestly, that was the call. That was
yeah. I didn't
rough.
watch them or Ubisoft, so
Mhm.
I'm so like I can't really say much. But AJ, I feel your pain.
Yeah, dude.
I feel your pain. Don't worry. Don't.
We'll get to
We'll
that.
get to that.
But yeah, so next up was Ubisoft on, I believe, Saturday, and I'm going to be honest, I expected much worse, but I was pleasantly surprised at Ubisoft's performance at
Really?
E3.
Oh, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen, this is breaking news.
Yeah. I mean, compared to their 2019 conference, this year's was like Citizen Kane, dude. Like night and day. It was 2019's was so awful. But some highlights include Rainbow Six Extract was like kind of like a spin-off zombie game of the Rainbow Six franchise, which is cool. The Rocksmith game got showed off for way too long, especially because it's like learning software for musicians, not a video game, but you know, whatever. Just Dance 2022, guys, who would have guessed? It's here, and it got showed off for way too long in like 3 different conferences.
Oh God.
Ugh.
Wait, how is that franchise still a thing? I understand it's
know.
popular, and yes, it's a good party game, but like the songs on it are just so bad.
Yeah.
I'm over Katy Perry. I'm sorry for any Katy Perry fans out there.
Guys, when Steely Dan comes
Yeah.
into Just Dance,
Yeah, seriously.
that's all I'm asking.
Oh my gosh. AJ, continue.
But yeah, so for Assassin's Creed, all they announced was some DLC for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Sadly, no Emu Wars game, shed a tear. Mario and Rabbids 2 got announced. They showed off some gameplay, which is very cool. And then they closed off the event with something that just baffled me. An Avatar game, like, you know, like the Blue People movie. Like, a game for that, like, universe. That movie came out in, like, 2009, and Avatar 2, which has been promised forever, has still yet to come out. So why a video game, especially in 2021 of all times? That's all I'm asking, Ubisoft. But, you know, what do I expect? I will say, adequate. Good for you. That's a step up, man.
You know what? I'm glad that they got such a rave review from you, AJ. But also, Avatar, I don't even... first off, that movie is, like, way too long for me.
True.
It wasn't horrible, but, I mean, I don't really have anything to say other than why. That's very odd. It's very out of left field for them to create a game in 2021 from a 2009 movie that, as you said, hasn't even had the second one come out yet.
It's
so
literally just not relevant anymore.
yeah, I guess it's to hold people over until the second one comes out. But I mean,
it's been 10 years.
yeah,
guys.
I think they're doing okay. All right. Well, next up, Xbox and Bethesda. AJ,
Yeah.
what do we got?
So I will say the E3 conferences, they got better and better each day. But you know, we'll get to it because there were some stinkers in between. But at least up until this point, it was improvement after improvement. So yeah, I will say that overall at this point, E3 was sorely lacking, especially with Koch Media. That conference was very bad. But while not fantastic, Xbox and Bethesda's joint conference was actually pretty good. So some of our favorite announcement includes that Halo Infinite has been confirmed for a holiday release and also has free multiplayer.
I cannot believe it exists, everybody. Halo Infinite exists. I mean, I was expecting them to showcase it I think it deserved its showcase. Multiplayer rocked my socks.
Mhm.
I mean, the whole conference between Xbox and Bethesda just rocked my socks off. I am so excited. I'm so excited for the holiday release date. It's just, I think it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for it that I'm actually starting to look for an Xbox Series X because I can't play it on PlayStation. So
True.
good job, Xbox. You really sold me on Halo. Super excited. Continuing on with our favorites, AJ.
Next up, this is like a personal favorite for me, but Back for Blood got confirmed to have versus mode.
Yes, I think that's so cool.
was so
think
happy.
That's really cool. I'm very excited for the game itself.
Mhm.
I can't wait for October.
Oh, me neither.
Is
Gonna be
that was that an Xbox exclusive?
No, it's gonna be on all
Is
things.
it going to be cross-platform?
They said it is, but I guess we just gotta wait and see.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm very excited for Back 4 Blood. As a huge Left 4 Dead fan myself, I've been. Thank you for that call.
Yes, Ryan. Rivers Cuomo, is that you?
Yeah. Wait, Rivers.
In the studio,
Hello?
in the flesh.
Hello.
Hello.
Rivers, my man.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah. I'm very excited. But can we get over the fact that it's Left 4 Dead 1, 2, and then 4?
True.
They were
Yeah.
smart not giving it a
Left 4
3,
Dead
right?
3, yeah.
Just thinking.
Good on you, Turtle Rock. That was smart.
Exactly. All right, AJ. What
Mhm.
else you got?
Next up, Bethesda's new game Starfield had a little showcase, but it was basically just a trailer, no gameplay, and they also called it the most hyped game in the world. I don't know about that one, Steve. There's a lot of other stuff out there.
Like
that
Elden
gets that
Ring?
title. Like Elden Ring, pretty much. I mean, you can't also call it hype when you don't show any gameplay either.
Yeah.
That was kind of disappointing. Psychonauts 2 got a full trailer, which is very cool. A little revival of the old franchise, which is very nice. Amanda, something I know you're excited for.
Every Yakuza game is now available on Xbox Game Pass. Yes, 1 through 6, or 0 through 6, excuse me, was announced at, I think, the Game Awards, was it? That they announced they were all going to be on Game Pass. But now Yakuza 7 is on Game Pass starting yesterday. So that's
Oh, wow.
awesome. Yeah. So I'm super excited for all Xbox players. If you couldn't get your hands on it but had Game Pass, so play it. It's great. It's such a good story. I could not recommend that game anymore. I platinumed it 2 weeks ago. It's just so good. I can go on forever, so we'll get off this. But good job on you, Xbox.
Next up, we got Forza Horizon 5, another addition to the Forza franchise. It looked very good, especially with all the graphics. It was very impressive. But my personal favorite announcement was not an announcement at all. It was the fact that Do It Again by Steely Dan played in the trailer for Contraband. Now, while there was no gameplay shown, which is a common trope for this year's E3, I was just satisfied hearing the exquisite musical prowess of Walter Becker and Donald Fagen.
Yeah, that game, I mean, it literally was just, what, a minute or 2 minutes of just...
They panned the camera
panned
around.
it, yeah,
That was it.
and there was really nothing. My brother heard... Mark Wahlberg had a movie, I think in 2012, called Contraband, and someone said that this game is based off that movie.
Are you serious?
I have no idea if that's 100% true, but I mean, that is a rumor, so
I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see. But it is a game that will be put out in the future and be played by people. That's literally all we really know about that game right now. But I am happy for you, AJ. I think that's a big pog moment.
I was so proud. That's what I'm repping right now, my Steely Dan shirt.
Yeah.
Got my boys up. Rest in peace, Walter Becker. Not too soon. But yeah, that was basically it for Xbox and Bethesda. Up till that point, they pretty much won E3, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
It was pretty lackluster.
Exactly. Xbox and Bethesda did rock my socks. And as I said, Halo exists.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I think I was a little disappointed in the fact that they didn't have that as the very last showcase, just because everyone's been waiting for it, and I think it deserved maybe a little bit longer.
That's fair, yeah.
Redfall is that last one they showed. It's an exclusive. It's its own title, so it looked interesting.
Yeah, because I'm a big fan of Arcane Studios, but no gameplay.
Yeah, it was no gameplay. It was just a trailer and cinematics at that point. So I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But super excited for Halo.
Yeah,
and I'm just gonna say, Xbox and Bethesda rocked my socks off the entire time. I was just blown away by almost everything they showed, and I'm very satisfied. And they, at that moment, had saved E3 a little bit. I'm very excited for Battlefield 2042. I think that looks very cool. And the gameplay they showed, I understand that they were kind of experts playing it, but it intrigued me the entire time. I actually never really played Battlefield before, so I'm very excited to try this out, get the learning curve. It looked great, so I'm very excited for that. I can't really say anything more. And then they showed the Outer Worlds too. I
Yeah.
know I've never played it myself. However, I know there are a lot of people that have played the first Outer Worlds, so that's a really big cog for them. Very excited for them. I thought the trailer was really funny. Like
Yeah.
the announcer was just digging because like they didn't really have anything, and they were very conscious about that. So I thought that was super funny. But
Very self-aware. It was a nice little change of pace.
exactly, it was very self-aware. So good on them. Very excited for Outer World fans. And then also, I thought the Sea of Thieves crossover
Yeah.
with Pirates of the Caribbean was so cool. Was not expecting that. It does make sense. It fits very well. But I mean, Johnny Depp himself is the voice of Jack Sparrow, so it's just that's a really good crossover. Very good on that franchise. Definitely going to get them like a lot of traction. So definitely something to look forward to. And we're gonna end the Xbox and Bethesda showcase off with the Xbox mini fridge that is
It was
actually
there.
going to be a thing. And I guarantee you it's going to be easier to get than an Xbox Series X. It is scheduled for a holiday 2020 release. So, gamers,
You're excited.
if you're excited, man, I
Get
mean,
those wallets ready.
yeah, seriously. I wonder how much it's going to go for.
Probably less than an Xbox Series X.
I hope so. But we're going to give, I'd say, a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
I think that's
fair.
fair.
Mhm.
But
However,
Square Enix, on the other hand, I will give a 0 out of 10.
For
It
those
was-
who don't know, they followed up like right after Xbox and Bethesda on the same day.
And
yeah,
it was just so disappointing. Matt Mercer deserved better.
he really did.
For those of you who don't know who Matt Mercer is or how he was associated, he was the announcer for Square Enix's Present, and he just deserved better. I can't even begin to say how awful this event was, in my opinion.
So bad.
So many disappointments because they didn't even show anything about Final Fantasy 16 other than like that 2 to 5 second little clip they showed in the montage at the end. And that's it. That's really sad. And then there was no teaser for a Final Fantasy 7 Part 2, which I know a lot of people are excited for. But instead, in the very beginning, they decided to spend like 10 plus minutes showing off the new Guardians of the Galaxy game. Not hating on it. I think it looks good. However, I cannot believe they spent that much time on it.
It was actually absurd.
I was so angry. I was so infuriated because I was thinking to myself, if they're showing that much of this game, then they probably don't have that much to follow up on it. That's the only reason why they're showing it off so much. So it's just
really grinds our gears. Now, I would like to believe that the Guardians game will be good.
Amanda, tell us how you really feel.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't
Give it
really.
to us. Come on.
I don't really mean to get so upset over this because
It's
I
okay.
know they're gonna have things in the future, but it's just I was expecting much more from Square Enix from this E3 conference.
It really let us down.
They did.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Really sorry.
And we appreciate
We
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah. They burned me too.
They did.
They really burned me. I was so excited for Final Fantasy 16.
That's what
I
I'm
didn't get it.
saying.
Look what they did to my boy.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
didn't-
Ryan.
I didn't get it.
Oh, Ryan doesn't ask for much, guys.
Yeah, he's a simple man.
He's a very simple man, and that's it. Yeah, exactly. Rivers, it's
There
okay.
he is.
AJ, what were you saying?
Oh, well, I would like to believe that the Guardians game will be good because I'm a big Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
Yeah.
But seeing how like Avengers turned out, I'm not getting my hopes up. If we also just talk about the designs of the characters, I mean, like besides Gamora, they all just look really weird and gross and odd.
Yeah.
Especially Star-Lord. I just hope it's good, man. I don't want to see one of my favorite franchises ruined.
Yeah, the character design did look super weird. So, and it's like coming out in October
Yeah.
or something. So super cool. And also during the gameplay, I mean, there was just lags all over.
Yeah, it didn't
So
look good.
it did not look good. They have a very short amount of time to fix that if it's an issue in like the game engine. So we'll see. I mean, like we did get Final Fantasy news in some way. The new upcoming game, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, does look super cool. But can we talk about the main character for just 1 second? I mean, my guy looked like he just rolled right out of bed and threw a t-shirt on from the day before. I mean, he just looked so underdressed compared to his two companions with him. And maybe it's an early character design. They don't really know what to do with him, but they decided, I mean, they had to show something. So I really hope they deck him out in cool armor or something. But it just looked very interesting and weird that everyone was decked out in like cool armor and everything, and all he had on was like a button-up t-shirt and a sword on his back. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But that's all I got. Yeah, there was an announcement for a remaster Life is Strange.
Who asked, guys? I mean, can we just be honest? Life is Strange is not a good series. It's really lame. It's very pandery, and like it's just not. It's not a game. It's like a movie. You press buttons to make choices, And like, why is it getting all this attention, especially now?
Yeah.
I mean, all you Life is Strange fans, that's great. I really don't like the series, so this was just kind of another low point for me in there.
Yeah, it's just I'm sick of looking at it already.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe another cool thing maybe was the Final Fantasy Pixel remakes.
Mhm.
Okay, uh, I don't see like I don't know. I don't. I'm not intrigued by it, but I know a lot of people probably maybe were excited, so I'm happy for them.
Mhm.
But other than that, I was so let down from this whole thing. Big oof on my end, Squenix. You got to do better.
Yeah, that was
It
rough.
was really bad.
Can we also just talk about like the amount of mobile games they
Oh my
showed
god, I
off?
forgot about that.
I mean, like Square, like, do you even know your audience? It was just so laughably bad. And
But
it definitely just had like a dip in quality after like the decent and genuinely adequate conferences of Ubisoft and Xbox. And our next one kind of continued that trend.
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Capcom,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you weren't expecting much because they did not deliver much.
No, 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 not at all. It was another pretty mid conference, which is a shame because I had some very high hopes for Capcom. But they literally had 5 announcements and then dipped. I can count that on my hand list, all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, we got some Resident Evil Village DLC announced, which is cool, but one was already pretty much confirmed, and they didn't show off any gameplay or promos. It was just white text on a black background. We got some Monster Hunter cosmetics for Monster Hunter Rise, which is cool, but like, where's the content though? That's my question. Then they showed off the new Ace Attorney game for way too long.
Those 2 new features that they were showing off, oh my god.
Mhm.
I don't understand why it was so long.
Yeah.
There was no need for it to be that long. Okay, you got two cool new features. Why don't you just cut half of that presentation in half and show what the features actually do?
Yeah, I mean, like,
I
if you've seen a Phoenix game gameplay like in action, you kind of seen it all. It doesn't really need that much of an
Yeah.
in-depth trailer. It was just basically a waste of time.
Objection.
Oh, he's got an objection, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, like the thing, like the thing he says, Mr.
Oh,
Phoenix, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
that went right over my head.
Objection.
Yeah,
Capcom wasn't good and they made me very upset.
yeah. Squenix and Capcom really made Ryan. They broke Ryan's
Yeah,
heart.
it was rough.
It was rough.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, all in all, just an extremely disappointing conference.
and can we just say they literally ended the presentation 5 minutes early? Like, are you good, bro?
I mean, they were really phoning this one in, Chief. I mean, honestly, maybe Sony had the right idea, just kind of bouncing.
Sony has a lot to do.
Mhm.
You know, they have a lot to make up for a lot of E3. So if they announce a state of play, let's just hope and
They
pray
deliver.
they deliver
Yeah.
because I think they need it. And I think everybody else needs it after the letdown that E3 mainly was.
Mhm.
Well, you know,
After that low point,
there's always a high point, right? And
Mhm.
let me just tell you, Nintendo saved E3.
yes, they did.
It wasn't their best direct, but they still had some really awesome showcases that I got really excited about.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, 'cause I was very worried that the Nintendo showcase was gonna be very lackluster, because especially with all the other conferences, how everything was like panning out, and they had a very rocky start to begin with. I mean, like they announced a new Smash character, Kazuya from Tekken, which is a very boring pick, and like considering how diverse the Tekken roster is, it's just like why choose this character out of any of them? Life is Strange got showed off again.
woo!
Let's
I was so
go.
excited, guys. Don't worry about it.
And it also got like its own section in the direct too. It didn't like fall into like any subcategory. It was like big, right in the spotlight, which is awesome. Then the indie slash like third party titles were really nothing to write home about. But after that, whew, Amanda.
Ooh, it was so exciting. I am personally extremely excited for the Mario Golf game. It just looked so cool, and I felt like they had a little bit of Mario Kart elements put into it because you actually run and like there's mushrooms and everywhere, and then you actually play golf. It just looked so cool. I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be an awesome party game to play, and there's just so many cool elements to it. So very excited for that. And then Wario, get it together. As someone who played Wario Smooth Moves on the Wii, I am extremely excited for this game. They were showing it off, and I was just giddy inside like a little kid on Christmas. It looks so much fun. I cannot wait to like have a party and just play with everybody and just it just looks so
great.
good. It looks great.
Yeah.
I really can't really say anything else. So
I mean, like
don't-
this announcement essentially made me realize like everything was gonna be
yeah,
okay.
this was like the
Yeah.
it's okay, guys. We're gonna make everyone feel
gotcha.
better. We got you.
Like I love WarioWare a lot, and I was so excited when I saw that gross little garlic goblin show up on my screen. I pogged IRL. It was so sick.
Oh, it was so great. And there was no Pokemon news, which kind of surprised me, but they also not. They have a lot going for them
Yeah.
with Arceus and Diamond and Pearl. So,
Mhm.
I mean, was I expecting Pokemon? Yes, because I mean, Pokemon is Pokemon, and Pokemon's Nintendo. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, I'm not like entirely shocked that they didn't show anything. But AJ,
Fellas, Metroid, let's go, baby! Now, it's not Prime 4. Of course, it's not. They still said it's in development, but I will take Metroid Dread because, by God, at least it's something. It looks really cool, kind of like the Samus's Return on the 3DS, that sort of style, the 2D Metroid, which I will gladly take. 100% pre-ordering that. That looks awesome.
I was watching it, AJ, and I thought of you immediately. I thought, oh my gosh, AJ's freaking out.
I was so
He's
happy.
pogging. This is his moment, and I figured you were very excited for
Thank
it.
you for thinking of me.
You're
very
welcome.
nice.
Oh, always. I got you. Just like Nintendo had us.
Yeah.
And Zelda fans, you do need to wait another year, but you did get some more footage of Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild too. Although there was no gameplay, which kind of stunk.
No,
Also-
there was.
Okay.
They did show it off. a
Oh,
little
did
bit.
we? Because
Yeah.
okay, because Ryan, I, and our other brother were watching it, and the ads decided to pop up in the middle of Twitch as
Oh.
the trailer started. So I didn't think there was any gameplay, so I missed that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thanks, Twitch. I appreciate it. Right at the good part too. So yeah, I mean, it was just like up in the corner,
Mhm.
and
Oh.
we could see it, but I just thought it was a trailer instead, like no gameplay. But I'm glad
Nah,
there was
yeah.
gameplay.
They showed it off. It looked great. There's a lot of new, interesting concepts, especially with the Sheikah slate they added in there. It looks very cool, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, very excited. I'm a little like sad for Zelda fans because it's 2022.
Yeah.
But you know what? At least they showed that they're working on it, and
Yeah.
it's coming along. Also, why is Just Dance 2022 getting a Switch port?
That is very why. I don't understand Ubisoft.
Why?
Why do you keep doing this? I guess it sells. I'm assuming white moms is like the demographic, and they love their Just Dance. So maybe that's how they're racking in the bills. But not for us.
Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say other than why. But you know what?
Mhm.
It's okay. We got more, AJ. What do you got?
Yeah. So some other highlights for me. Shin Megami Tensei 5 looks great, and I'm
Yes.
definitely going to play that because I love the Persona series, and I really want to get into the more mainline stuff. So it was awesome seeing how great this looked. Danganronpa is getting a Switch port, which I was very happy about. I've been looking to play this recently on console, but I haven't really had the opportunity. But now Nintendo's got my back, and I'm going to pre-order that immediately. Fatal Frame, Maiden of the Black Water, a horror game that was on the Wii U, is getting ported to the Switch, which is very cool. Because originally it was kind of like an exclusive to Japan and was very obscure around here. So it's kind of cool they're getting like a mainline release. And then something that really caught me off guard was the Advance Wars remake. This series is a long-forgotten franchise on the Game Boy Advance, and I'm very happy it's getting like the light of day. Because I know what it's like to be forgotten.
Yeah, he does. But you know what? It's okay. Nintendo really had our backs.
They
I'm
did.
very impressed, and they totally 10 out of 10. 2 episodes or so ago, we were discussing in news. Nate Drake said they gave it a 9 out of 10 for their presentation. I think that totally was accurate. I'll give it a 10 out of 10 because they did save E3.
They did.
It was so good. They have so many things that is exciting for everybody.
Mario Party Superstars, we forgot about
Oh
that.
yeah! Oh my gosh, that looks awesome.
There's so much good stuff.
There's so much involved with that game, and it just looks so good. And a lot of it is coming out this year,
Yeah.
in the next couple of months. So that's another exciting thing. So we don't really have to wait that long for anything. So it's just overall great job, Nintendo.
Really
Very
save this, man.
great way to have our backs.
Because this E3 was rough.
It was really bad.
Mhm.
Square Enix, I'm talking to you.
Capcom, Koch Media, looking at you, buddy. Come on,
Yeah.
that was cringe.
It was not good. And you know what? I really hope that Sony, sorry, I couldn't think of who it was, has a really good state of play because they got to top Nintendo.
True.
So we'll see. We're gonna have to wait and see. But AJ,
Yeah.
that's a wrap up on our breakdown of E3, huh?
Yeah, a little E3 recap.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I hope you enjoyed. A lot of news to cover in this. Hopefully you're not too overwhelmed, but it was a lot of fun to report on, a lot of fun to follow.
Yeah.
Not fun to follow sometimes in the case of Square Enix.
But you know what? You live and you learn.
Yeah.
You just get through it, right?
Yeah, well, as always, we got to go play. We got to go home, got to play more video games. Look at all this video game news. Put down some pre-orders,
Yeah.
be some capitalist scum. But as always, I'm AJ, that's Amanda, that's Ryan. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.